Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. No longer sticking. If you've ever come face to face with a wild boar, you know these creatures are no joke. Built like tanks with razor-sharp tusks, lightning-fast reflexes, and a knack for charging when cornered, wild boars are as dangerous as they are impressive. These herd-roaming beasts can turn a hunt into a heart-pounding showdown if you're not careful. Countless hunters have learned the hard way. Getting too close without backup or misjudging their moves can lead to serious injuries or worse. That's why, when you're out in the thick, rugged wilderness chasing these brutes, keeping safety first isn't just smart. It's non-negotiable. Hunting wild boars across the U.S. is an adrenaline-pumping challenge that demands serious prep, razor-sharp focus, and tight-knit teamwork. Going solo, especially if you're new to the game, is a risky move that's just asking for trouble. We've all heard stories of hunters caught off guard, lacking the right gear, skills, or quick help when things go south. That's where a solid team comes in clutch. By splitting up roles like lookout, bait setter, gear handler, and safety watch, a crew can run like a well-oiled machine, boosting efficiency and slashing risks. If someone gets hurt, your teammates are there to jump in with first aid, call for help, or get the injured out of harm's way fast. Trust me, when it comes to boar hunting, there's strength in numbers. To tackle the growing challenge of wild boar overpopulation, several U.S. states have turned to helicopter-based hunting as an innovative and effective solution. This high-tech approach, though expensive, prioritizes safety and precision. From the air, once a trained professional can efficiently locate herds, plan strategic approaches, and swiftly retreat if conditions turn risky. These teams are equipped with advanced communication systems and emergency medical gear, ensuring preparedness for any situation, whether airborne or on the ground. With careful planning and seamless coordination, helicopter hunting has proven to be a safe and impactful method for controlling wild boar numbers while minimizing risks to hunters. Beyond hunting, farmers across the U.S. are grappling with the costly damage wild boars inflict on crops and property. To protect their livelihoods, many are investing in robust fencing as a long-term defense. Effective fences require careful design. They should stand between 6 and 8 feet tall to prevent boars from leaping over, and be constructed from durable materials like steel, iron, or hardwood to withstand aggressive attacks. Flimsy options such as bamboo, softwood, or thin wire mesh are easily destroyed and should be avoided. Since wild boars are notorious for digging, fences must also be buried at least 2 feet deep to block tunneling and ensure stability, especially in soft soil or during heavy rainfall. These measures offer farmers a reliable way to safeguard their land from the persistent threat of wild boars. When fences alone can't keep wild boars at bay, American farmers and hunters turn to smart trapping techniques to manage these invasive pests. Traps are chosen based on the landscape and boar behavior. For smaller farms or wooded areas, snap traps are a go-to choice due to their simplicity and effectiveness. Set along well-trodden boar trails, these compact traps spring shut when a boar steps inside, securely capturing it without fuss. In regions with larger boar populations, barrel traps shine. They use bait to draw multiple boars into a spacious container that locks automatically once full. Both methods are safe, efficient, and minimize the need for risky face-to-face encounters, making them ideal for protecting crops and livestock. Welcome to Leopard Farm, where we're tackling a serious issue that's hitting hard in Kenya's rural and urban edge communities: baboon invasions. These clever primates are more than just a nuisance. They're wreaking havoc. Picture this: baboons storming through maize fields, ripping apart rooftops, and shattering windows to get to stored food. In mere minutes, they can wipe out up to 87% of a farmer's harvest. plunging families into financial turmoil. In urban edge neighborhoods, it's no better. Baboons raid kitchens, topple trash cans, and cause property damage that racks up hundreds of thousands of dollars in losses every year. When droughts hit, their desperation drives them even deeper into human spaces, spiking the risk of injuries and skyrocketing repair costs. The damage is mounting, and with little to no compensation for those affected, Kenya's got a real crisis on its hands: how we protect communities and their livelihoods from these bold invaders. One proven solution is bow hunting, a precise, ethical, and eco-friendly way to manage baboon populations. It's a practical step towards safeguarding homes, crops, and wallets while keeping the environment in balance. Baboons rank among the toughest animals to hunt with a bow, thanks to their razor-sharp eyesight and tightly knit social structure. To outsmart these clever primates, preparation is everything. Start by scouting their daily routines. Baboons stick to predictable paths, moving from their cliffside roosts to feeding areas. Spend a few days observing their routes to pinpoint their schedules and habits. This groundwork sets the stage for a successful hunt. Once you've got their patterns down, it's time to plan your ambush. Pick a spot along their well-worn trails, near water sources, or at the edges of farms they frequently raid. Look for natural cover like dense shrubs, termite mounds, or shady trees, and always position yourself downwind to stay undetected. Blend in with camouflage gear, keep movements to a minimum, and breathe quietly. Any small slip-up can spook the entire herd. When the baboons show up, stay patient. Their sharp senses pick up the tiniest flicker of motion. Only draw your bow when you've got a clean shot, and make sure no sunlight catches your gear, or you'll lose your chance. To ensure a clean and ethical kill, aim for the heart-lung area just behind the baboon's front shoulder.
To hunt them,
use a bow with at least a
necessary
50-pound draw weight, pair with a razor-sharp broadhead to guarantee deep penetration. While a headshot might seem tempting, it requires pinpoint precision and offers little margin for error, making it a risky choice for most hunters. To boost your chances, consider some lesser-known tactics that can give you an edge. Setting out bait like fruit or corn in a clear shooting lane can draw wary baboon troops into range, especially if you leave the bait untouched for a few days to build their trust. Shadow hunting, quietly trailing a troop in the distance and cutting them off at a predictable time just because their forests are disappearing, food is running low, or their numbers have rebounded thanks to conservation. While those reasons matter, there's another cause that doesn't get talked about enough. Campers and hikers often leave scraps of food behind, and over time, bears have learned to connect people with an easy meal. That's why we're seeing more of them raiding cornfields, tearing into beehives, knocking over trash cans, and even going after livestock. In some cases, they've gotten bold enough to break into homes, creating real risks not only for farmers and local communities, but also for public safety. To tackle this growing
across
problem,
North America,
the U.S. has
leading to
introduced
significant
regulated hunting
challenges.
programs designed to keep bear populations in check and reduce damage. On one of these hunts, we set out with a meal of grain, honey, and salmon, a mix no bear can resist. By midday, the warm air carried the fishy sweet scent deep through the trees. I settled into position about 60 yards away, tucked behind a wall of brush and fallen logs, my .30-06 rifle resting steady on a bipod. As the daylight began to fade and shadows stretched across the forest floor, a massive bear appeared. It moved cautiously, its nose twitching as it followed the trail. Heart pounding, I slowed my breath, finger hovering over the trigger, waiting for that one perfect moment. Bear hunting is far from a solo mission. Those beasts are massive and fierce, demanding respect and teamwork. I joined a crew of 3, guided by Craig, a seasoned pro, as we trekked along a rugged forest ridge in Wyoming. Snow dusted the rocks, and the crisp air carried hints of sage and icy granite. After a grueling 3-hour hike, Craig's sharp eyes caught a grizzly, its bronze coat glinting like a shadow slipping across a rocky slope, likely stalking prairie dogs. We took cover behind boulders.
With hunting schedules that may change annually depending on various
to close within 270 yards. My first shot cracked through the thin mountain air, hitting its mark. The grizzly roared, rearing up, and the second shot landed just behind its shoulder. It crumpled, its powerful frame still radiating raw majesty, claws glinting like polished steel even in death. In the sprawling suburbs of eastern Wyoming, black bears have turned bold, sneaking into hayfields and feedlots like uninvited guests. The U.S. Department of Agriculture pegs their annual damage to farmers at a hefty $5 million. Armed with an ATV and a drone, I spent 2 days tracking one such bear, mapping its habits across the open
cover
terrain.
it provides.
On a chilly
Have you
Tuesday
ever
morning,
explored these
I
types of
spotted it from a
terrains?
windbreak near a weathered fence, its sleek silhouette standing out against the dawn. Using sparse brush as cover, I crept within 150 yards. The bear froze, sniffed the air, and stood tall, locking eyes with me. My single shot hit its lung, and it bolted, kicking up a cloud of dust before collapsing just a yard away. Not every hunt ends with a trophy. One chilly late afternoon, I was perched in a tree stand when a bear lumbered into view, far too close for a safe shot. Heart pounding, I stayed still, but a sudden shift in the wind betrayed me. The bear's head snapped up, its dark eyes locking onto mine. It circled below, growling low, while I clutched my rifle, muscles tense. A branch cracked nearby, spooking the beast, and it bolted into the brush. I'd broken a golden rule: never let a bear get that close. Shaken but relieved, I climbed down,